They say a bird with a broken wing will never fly again, but sometimes what breaks you doesn't end you. It builds the strength you never knew you had. This is the story of a bird, a boy, and the power of refusing to give up. Once upon a time, in a quiet valley surrounded by hills, there lived a boy named Aidan. He was small for his age, shy, and often bullied for being too weak. While other kids ran fast, climbed trees, and shouted loud, Aidan stayed in the background, watching, listening, dreaming. He loved drawing. Every day after school, he'd sit near the lake, sketching the sky filled with birds. To him, they were the most beautiful thing in the world, free, fearless, alive. One afternoon, as Aidan was sketching, he heard a faint cry from the bushes. He pushed the leaves aside and found a small bird, trembling, one wing bent awkwardly. Its eyes were full of panic. Its feathers were ruffled and dull. Aidan carefully lifted it into his hands. "Hey there," he whispered. "It's okay. I got you." He took the bird home, built a little box with soft cloth, and gave it water. He named it Hope. Every day, Aidan took care of Hope. He fed her, cleaned her box, and spoke to her as if she could understand. "Don't worry," he'd say. "You'll fly again one day. I know it." But weeks passed. The wing didn't heal. Hope could hop and flutter, but she couldn't take off. Aidan's friends laughed at him. "Why do you waste time on a broken bird? It'll never fly." Aidan ignored them. But deep inside, doubt crept in. What if they were right? One morning, frustrated and tired, he told his father, "Maybe I should just let her go. She'll never fly again." His father looked at him for a long moment and said, "Do you know what makes a bird fly, Aidan?" Aidan frowned. "Wings?" His father smiled. "No, belief. The wings move the bird, but belief lifts it. If you stop believing, she'll never fly, and neither will you." Those words burned into Aidan's heart. He didn't give up. Every day, he helped Hope stretch her wings a little higher. He talked to her, encouraged her, sang to her. "Come on, Hope," he'd whisper. "You can do this." One afternoon, a storm swept through the valley. The wind howled, trees bent, and rain poured down like needles. Aidan ran to the window and saw the small wooden box shaking outside. He rushed out, grabbed it, and slipped, falling hard on the wet ground. The box tumbled open and Hope stumbled out, feathers soaked. Aidan tried to reach her, but she was too far. The wind roared, the bird trembled, and then something impossible happened. Hope flapped her broken wing, once, twice, again. The wind caught her feathers, and for the first time in months, she lifted off. Not high, not far, but she flew. Aidan's eyes filled with tears. He stood in the rain, arms open, shouting, "You did it, Hope! You did it!" Hope circled once above him, then disappeared into the storm. Free. Aidan smiled through the rain. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel small. He didn't feel weak. He felt alive. Years passed. Aidan grew up. He faced bigger storms, failed exams, rejection letters, heartbreak. But every time he felt broken, he remembered the bird with the broken wing and the boy who refused to stop believing. One day, as an adult, Aidan became an artist known for his breathtaking paintings of birds. At his first big exhibition, a journalist asked, "Your work feels so alive. Where does that come from?" Aidan smiled and said, "From a bird that taught me the difference between falling and flying." The journalist tilted her head. "And what's that difference?" Aidan replied, "Falling is when you stop trying. Flying is when you rise, even when the world says you can't." The audience fell silent. Some smiled, some wiped tears, That night, when everyone left, Aidan walked to his favorite painting, the one of a small bird flying through the storm. At the bottom, he had written 2 words in small golden letters. Keep believing. And maybe, somewhere out there, under the same sky, a bird with a once broken wing was still flying, proving that sometimes the strongest wings are the ones that learn to fly through pain. Because life will break you, but that doesn't mean you're finished. You fall, you fail, you hurt. But if you can keep believing, even when it's dark, even when you're scared, even when no one else does, you'll rise again. Stronger, wiser, unstoppable. The world will always have storms. But remember this: wings heal, pain fades, and faith makes you fly.